It's 3:05.
You're listening to London's radio station.
Danny Baker on BBC London 94.9, weekday afternoons from 3.
Ready, mens?
Who can take sunrise, sprinkle in dew?
Front page of the Evening Standard today is Tory MP in further gay smears. And the sub-headline under that is, quotes, "My marriage will put a stop to all of this."
I wish they'd leave me alone, Dan.
My marriage will put a stop to all of this. Balin's in with us, of course. Balin Leonard's here, and I'm saying, you know, amongst the front runners, never mind your Tory party race here, amongst the front runners to be the listeners' favourite, I'm saying. So, well, where's Balin? Where's Balin? They're going to be saying when you're not here. Balin.
God bless you.
Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to carry on from yesterday's subjects, and I'll tell you what they were in a moment. But just sitting in a patisserie across the road.
As you do.
Well, Wendy's with me today. She's Nancy, my youngest, is in the studio. If you can put up with this for a second. And but my wife has preferred to go to Divertimenti and to Conran rather than see the old man. Well, you know, aren't you interested to see how hard they work? Why I'm DJ of the year?
The magic?
Not really. I see about 5:05. All right, see about. Aren't you curious to see the studios? Yeah. Okay, look, I'll see you about 5:05. Anyway, in a patisserie across the road. And I've never been in there at lunchtime. And they were serving hamburgers and stuff, but really good ones. These look like great hamburgers.
Fancy pants.
Oh man, these all the fixings, all the trimmings, as we always say. And I started talking about the first time I ever saw a real hamburger outside of a Wimpy bar. Before McDonald's were in Britain, I'm talking around that sort of 72. There were no hamburger places apart from Wimpy's, and that was it. No McDonald's, nothing. No Burger King, nothing. And then this place called the Prohibition opened in Old Compton Street. It's called the Prohibition, and it's the first time I'd seen what I thought was a real hamburger. It had, you know, seeds on the top of the bun.
Oh, yes.
And I thought that was the height of sophistication. Every girl I went out with said, "You know the Prohibition, don't you?" "No." Oh, listen, I'll take you there tomorrow. I've been there once. And she used to go and say, "The hamburger's funny." Well, if they're like so big, it's not all Wimpy bars, you know. You with me now. I thought the Prohibition, you know, it was a skimpy little thing even then. But so I will be asking you today, if you want to ring us up, 0207 224 2000, if you want to tell us what you once considered to be the height of sophistication. I know you've got one word, haven't you?
Olives.
Olives.
Oh, I thought you were the bee's knees if you ate olives when I was a kid.
If you had the olives. So we'll be looking at that further, asking you the height of sophistication. What should they stop inventing? We'll be talking about things that have asterisks on them and what those asterisks donate. You weren't listening, Balin, were you? That's our Balin.
It won't be long,
Elms is gone, we can have the Beatles on. Hold on, everyone. 224 2000. You can text us 07786 200 949. What did you used to think was the height of sophistication?
We said our goodbye the night before.
Oh, who has more fun than we do in our little school-run skidoo show? We're going to try a few out and see what sticks. So, Balin, you thought olives were the most sophisticated thing.
I can't even tell you. Anybody who ate olives, I just thought that they were so worldly and sophisticated, travelled.
Was this back in Tennessee?
Yes.
How the hell did you hear about olives in Tennessee?
Soap operas.
Oh. Olive. Why? Of course.
That's exactly it.
Well, can you believe there was a time when hamburgers that weren't Wimpy's were amongst a certain 15-year-old cognoscenti in London seen as being... but, okay, I'm starving. Where should you go to eat? Well, Old Compton Street, which, you know, it's still something, but, you know, Old Compton Street. Where's that? In the West End. And what are we going to have? Hamburger.
See, I had to really work at liking the olives, though, because I thought they tasted awful at first.
Oh, you got to work with those.
But I thought, well, I'm not letting this side down. I'm going to work at this.
Exactly. No, there is a certain sophistication to olives, I think. Although, I don't know if you go into the spittoon with the pip. There's never been that. But the height of sophistication. Here's Neil in SE1. Good morning, Neil.
Good morning, Candyman. Good morning, Bailey.
Good morning, Neil.
I'll give you a pound here if I get this right. Is it there? Yes, it is. Oh, it's not
Thank
bad.
you.
Hang on. That was only 20 pence. There it is. There's the pound. So what have you got for us, Neil? What was the height
Right, quite a sophistication for you. It's quite double connected. It's because you were saying earlier about your good lady wife coming to the studio but then deciding to go off.
But she didn't decide. She never intended to come to the studio. She went, it's handy you working in the afternoons now, because I can go off and get some bits, and then, I can be paying for them in here, basically. So why do you say that, Neil?
Well, it just made me think, really. I mean, I do a bit of hospital radio of weekends and that, and I used to, obviously I'm with my girlfriend I've been with now for 4 years, living with and everything. But
One second, you're not comparing and contrasting here, Neil, are you? Because frankly, there's absolutely no comparison.
Indeed.
Anyway, continue, Neil, I do apologise.
Yeah, what I used to originally do is when I used to get other girls and that, I used to invite them to the studio because they always found it quite sophisticated, the fact that there was this big sort of...
there was a microphone.
Studio.
Actually, I take it all back, Neil. There's an entire comparison. There is. Not anyone could confuse the standards around here with hospital radio. No.
I don't think that's what he was implying.
So you'd say, what would kind of the chat-up be then to...
you sort of say, they say, what you doing inside whatever day I was doing, say what you're doing in the week, I say, I'm DJing or I'm doing a show, and they used to say, well, what show? I say, well, on the radio. Oh, what, you're on the radio? So I used to say, well, yeah. And obviously, what I never used to tell him was, I never used to tell him it was hospital radio.
Until she heard you giving out a big shout to everyone in the TB ward, then she kind of figured, hang on, this doesn't sound like Radio 1. But did you absent-mindedly forget it for a while? She went, well, should we go out on Wednesday night? And you went, I can do it after the show.
Yeah, exactly, that was it. Well, I used to sort of say it was going out up north or something.
Yeah, of course. To the North Wing. Yes, that's right, to the broken leg department. Thank you very much indeed. It's Neil in SE1. The height of sophistication he thought was getting... But there's something in there. Let us not confuse this, though, with just pulling techniques. These are things that, in your naivete, you thought were absolute bona fide. The last word in sophistication. Balin here says olives. And did you ever go and buy a jar down at the store?
Oh, I did. Yeah, down to the Food City.
A jar of them?
A jar of pimento-stuffed green olives.
That and a jar of whelks. No, a jar of cockles. You can buy jars of cockles, and you've got yourself an evening. Why, monsieur,
a cocktail party.
Why, Balin, you are spoiling us.
What about Bernie Inns?
Oh, no, there used to be the Angus Steakhouse, which, again, was... they won't have people like us in there, will they? There used to be one in Leicester Square.
Well, Matt thought that was the height of sophistication.
Did he? Oh, Matt thought that. Well, no, I can see that, because the Angus Steakhouse... And here's something, and I don't say this because it's a gift, but it was a gift at the time, even when I was 17. The Angus Steakhouse used to be on the corner in Leicester Square. And as you walked into Leicester Square, if you came in from Charing Cross, the first big brazen red lights all around one corner. Angus Steakhouse. Until really one night the G gave out. And after that it lost. I know, but it did. It did. Where are you taking me? Why, without turning round, over there.
That takes some persuasion.
Here's Freddie in Ealing. He also once fancied himself as something of a sophisticated... Oh, she did. Oh, it's a Freddie. I do apologise, Freddie. Freddie, what was the height of sophistication for you?
Well, my mum used to put together these incredibly embarrassing African curry evenings.
Oh, okay, African curry evenings, but at the time you figured they were, pretty much a sophisticated, yes?
Well, yeah, because the amount of effort that went into them was something to behold. Yep. I mean, looking back, and this is the 70s, and my parents had sort of lived in Nigeria for a long period of time and brought back all these exotic...
I tell you what, it's doing it for me. It sounds very sophisticated. The BBC have got posters all over London, still trying to pretend they've got a shoe in that camp. So what went wrong with it? What is wrong with that, what you're talking about?
Well, it was just horribly embarrassing, because we used to always sort of dress up.
Oh, good.
Okay, dressing up.
Was there themed tableware as well, or anything like that?
Well, the tableware was very sort of 70s, the red tablecloths and serviettes and stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing was that my dad and I were sort of very inventive with creating names for things.
What do you mean?
like mug salad and...
And there is no such thing as a mug salad? You see, a mug like me would sit down in an African restaurant and believe that, and not question at all.
Is the mug spicy today?
Yeah.
But how long when did the penny drop and you sort of thought, this is a bit naff, actually?
Well, probably when we stopped doing them. And
now
you could see now it would be you could
bring it back.
It's incredibly retro and ironic and
Well, our banana dwangly is still talked of.
What were the? I've lost. I've got a pen here.
Yeah.
I forget again. What goes into a banana dwangly? Go on. What is it?
Well, I seem to remember it was just sort of some bananas sliced up with some lemon juice and then some devil powder.
That's a nice touch. The devil powder in the gwangly.
Unexpected.
I know, because Delia's gwangly has none of that going on. It's just the lemon juice on. A little twist there. Thank you very much indeed, Freddie and Ealing. We're after things that you once thought were the height of sophistication, whether they be television programmes, styles of dress, and, you know, you may think, well, I was naive and innocent, I'd like that state again. It's a nice place to be.
It is always a nice place to be easily impressed.
Some people think the French language has a certain cachet, don't they? And let's try that. Let's see if it does. Hang on, let's try this. Here we go. So be Kate and Anna McGarrigle trying it out.
Petite boîte, très étroite, petite boîte, faites un tiki-taki, petite boîte, tout pareil.
I like to see there's no translation of tiki-taki. That's very good, the tiki-taki. Otherwise, Kate and Anna McGarrigle showing us, the French language has plenty going for it. Unlike Tibetan, so everyone thinks, well, any foreign language is different. Do you know what Tibetan sounds like when recited? This is Tibetan when it's recited. That, for a start, is a whole sentence in Tibetan. That's a Tibetan sentence. Listen to this. Go on, fellas. Where you go? Go. Here you go. Nothing going on there. That's not sophisticated by anyone.
It kind of hurts.
Yeah, it is. It's a prayer. What have you got over there? Why were you laughing prettily? What's happening?
Oh, well, I'll tell you. So this is Angus and Isheen. He says the height of sophistication was cheese footballs at 70s parties.
I suppose so. But people stop knocking because the 70s is, the 70s was also Vietnam, and it was Watergate, and it was the best years of Stevie Wonder, and it was the rise of reggae, and most forms of music that are being cannibalised today. And I'm fed up with people making out it was some kind of a sitcom era.
There, take that, Angus.
Absolutely. One in the eye for you cheese ball.
Adrian in Hammersmith, he's pretending to work, by the way.
Oh,
Part of our deadbeat club,
good.
I suppose.
Yeah.
A friend in Newcastle, Mr. Wimpy, he saw him chasing some kids down the street because they'd been having a go at him for a while, and Mr. Wimpy snapped. A human hamburger having a street fight. That's something to witness, isn't it?
And then the football show we did when mascots go wild, but
Gary, the chauffeur, says that he used to think that Manzi of Baker Street salt beef sandwich at lunchtime, eat in, was the ultimate posh.
Well, there's something to be said for that. Again, you'd have to do it in a kind of
I still think that's
funky
kind of
way. But,
yeah,
it is. That's pretty good.
And then here's what I was laughing about. Marion Clapham, she was 13 and she had a dental check at school. And the dentist said, "Oh, you have sensitive teeth." So he gave her some Sensodyne toothpaste, and she just thought that was the ultimate.
Oh, absolutely. Mwah! The Sensodyne. That's it. Can't get it in shops.
Special toothpaste.
Yes, you can. No, you can't. I've seen it. Well, Sensodyne, yes. And you can get it in shops. So we're looking for things that you once thought were the height of sophistication. They don't necessarily have to be, staggeringly naff. It's just saying you may have painted your nails a certain way or whatever, but you thought at the time, this is it. I now have a march on the world.
Do you know, on that Sensodyne tip, and this is currently, you know that mouthwash that you get that's separated and you shake it?
Yeah, you shake it up.
Well, I've got the clove flavor, and I have to say, whenever people come around, I always want to make sure they see it on my shelf.
Why?
Well, it just feels fancy. It's clove mouthwash.
Oh, hang on, sorry. Thank you, Mountain Goat. He's from Tennessee.
It's fancy. Not everybody has that.
I bet it's one of those giant bottles of it as well.
Oh, it is.
Great big giant bottles.
You can see the results in the sink.
Yesterday, I'll tell you what we were doing yesterday, just before we come to Amy in Catford and Kathy in Uxbridge. We were doing things they should stop inventing. They've been invented. You can't keep inventing them. The sink in our bathroom, Mance, you'll tell me this, it's got one of these plugs. Instead of being a round disc,
like a rubber thing.
Like a rubber thing, like a plug, like the plug was invented.
Yeah.
Like it did its job. Now it's this kind of, like a hotel one. It's one of those chrome things that fit flush when you flick the thing round the back of the tap. How long? Well, 18 months you get before that doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
They should stop inventing things like that. We had yesterday, televisions, stop giving speakers to televisions, stop inventing inventing goes. So we're still doing that. Things they should stop inventing. Certainly what you thought the height of sophistication was. Have you ever been suckered by an asterisk? It says, free second pizza. Not available between 3 and 11 at night. Only meat ones. This one, that one. Only in
What about when there's an asterisk and there's no footnote? You know, there's an asterisk, and you just look in vain.
I've never seen that.
Oh,
I've never seen that.
It can drive you crazy.
It sounds illegal to me. And then we'll be doing something about the never settled bill. We'll be telling about that in a minute.
Yes.
Here's Amy in Catford. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning, Candyman.
If anyone wonders why we say good morning on the show, then it's none of your business. So, Amy, what have you got for us?
A bottle of Matthias Rosé to go with those orange.
Well done.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody had to. In fact, I must say, I never drank wine at all, in any way, shape or form, till I was 32 years of age.
Oh, goodness.
And a fellow who must get in Mountain Goat, Oz Clark, the wine, said, this is an outrage, and he took it personally and took me out and got me fairly bladdered on a very good wine. So I missed out the rosé thing. My parents never drank it. You had it indoors, did you?
Well, no, my parents never drank it, but it was just the thing that you took round to people's houses when you went out for an evening, and then you kept the bottle and you put a candle in it.
Yeah, that's the height of sophistication.
It showed that you drunk it before.
There's a distinction here between things that are just dated and things that were naff first time around.
Was this the one that had the wicker basket kind of?
No, those are Chianti bottles.
Because those are quite fancy.
How those pizza pushers love to wallow in their Chianti. I can back you up there, Amy. Yes, I'm friends of mine house, and I did used to go around there. Tommy Hodges' house, he had a Chianti with a candle in the top, and I thought, my mum and dad wouldn't do that. They just wouldn't. Alan Bennett's his whole life, Amy, if you get his new book, it's all like that. His mum always wanted to have a cocktail party, but she thought you could go to the off-licence and buy a bottle of cocktails, which is nice, you know. He does.
I'd like a cocktail, please.
A bottle of cocktails. Thank you, Amy in Catford, for giving us the Matthias Rosé, which has just sent their shares plummeting, I think. Here's Kathy in Uxbridge, by the way. That was Amy in Catford, wasn't it? Good afternoon, Kath.
Good morning.
Thank you. Well done.
Good.
Well done. You get an extra £1 for catching me out on that. What have you got, Kathy?
I don't know if you remember them. They're like cocktail cigarettes, and they used to be all different colours.
Sobrani.
Oh, yeah.
Sobrani.
What were they called?
Sobrani. They were called Sobrani, and they gave off black smoke, as I remember.
They were foul. They were foul things, but they made you look really cool when you were like 13, 14. You thought you were really cool walking down with a fag hanging out. And
did you smoke for a short period then?
I did.
I smoked for the shortest period in the world, Kath. How long did you smoke for?
I'm still smoking, unfortunately.
Oh, Kath, come on. Doesn't that black smoke put you off of it? It's not sophisticated, Kath.
I'm smoking a brand now, so...
What do you smoke now?
I actually smoke roll-ups.
Oh, man, you see, there it is, the last. Mwah, there it is. The George Sanders, were he alive today, will be penning an ode to you. How long we got here? Kath, very quickly, and as every idiot goes through, when I was 15, I thought that too, and so but I couldn't smoke, never have smoked, can't smoke anything. So what do you do in that case, Kath? You get the old menthol cigarettes, cool as a mountain stream, right?
Yeah, Consulate, I think they were called.
You'd gone for Consulate. I went for San Moritz. And I puffed away on this San Moritz, and absolutely true, and I could not smoke at all, and neither should you. And I walked around the swimming pool on the second day in Arenal, Mallorca. So all of the pieces are in place now. In Arenal, Mallorca, I'm 15 with a San Moritz, both cigarette and me burning furiously. And I walked round to the other side of the swimming pool, and I had my packet of cigarettes, absolutely sure. And I went up to a Belgian girl called Jerry. I've never forgotten. I said, cigaretten, which is German, I know, and did that with my wrist with the pack, Kath, and they flew out all over her. And every bloke around the pool went, way! And thank God they did, because to this day, Kath, I still don't smoke, and I bless that day. Thank you very much.
94.9 FM. BBC London.
Pip Sparks, BBC London 94.9. The next travel and weather at 4:01.
Tremendous. Pip, you're aware of the great showbiz tradition of bringing your children on the air, and as an encore, you bring them out there. I believe that's how Judy Garland got her very first appearance, isn't it? You just say, "Here come the kids." Well, Mance is with us today. There it is.
She?
Yeah, and she's going to find out how the old man earns his money. Yes, he is. Here, Pip. Read that out, Mance, and we'll go straight into the first record. It's a piece of cake. This is what people get paid for doing on television as well. Read that out, Mance. Go on, where you go? Where do you go? Go on. Come on, read that out.
Thanks, Pip. OK, deadbeats.
No, don't rush it. Thanks, Pip. OK, deadbeats. Go on.
Thanks, Pip. OK, deadbeat. Here's Nick.
Low.
Happy birthday, Nick.
02072242000. The kids roar. Give her a break. The kids roar at the moment. We're doing. What did you think was the height of sophistication? The treachery of asterisks.
And who paid the bill?
Taking up in buddy's daddy's old bone, but the knife we traded, but a little for the wayward life.
and oops, there comes a smile. When I'm very sad, Jesus makes me glad, and oops, there comes a smile. When I am downhearted and don't know what to do, then the love of Jesus comes shining through. Jesus takes a frown and he turns it upside down, and oops, there comes a smile.
Well, it's for Mark O'Donnell, who just when he thought his life couldn't get any worse. You know, I'm playing it to compare and contrast with my own daughter's efforts. If people say, well, you know, kids on the radio, I'm showing you what it can get like. So this, of course, is a sock puppet pretending to send a religious message.
When I am downhearted and don't know what to do, then the love of Jesus comes shining through. Jesus takes a frown and he turns it upside down.
Blimus!
There comes a smile.
What do you mean pretending? What do you mean pretending?
Well, it's a sock. It's a sock puppet.
Yeah.
I will take this irony so far, but no further, Balin. Yeah, we're asking you about the height of sophistication. Harry the Roofer says, when younger, on seeing a turf delivery lorry, a lorry delivering turf, in case it was lost in the AM, an old chippy turned to me and said, "Now that's classy, and it's sending your grass away to have it cut." For years, I believed him.
What about a port and lemon, please?
Oh, port and lemon, yeah.
That's Don in the City. He tried to be cool when he was 19.
Russell Harty used to tell of when Elizabeth Taylor came to his chambers, or was given a reception at his chambers when he was at Oxford and he was 18. She asked for a pink gin, and he was mortified because they had none, so sent someone out to the off-licence to buy a bottle of pink gin, you see? And a lot of people are saying, oh, well, that's nice, come on, who knows about Angostora's bitters? Oh, we all do now, we all do. Here's Homer at Gatwick. Hello, Homer.
Morning, candy people.
I think hello might be good, because then I won't get confused, will I? Hello.
Just hello.
Hello's okay, I think, yeah.
Well, I started to have my breakfast now at lunchtime, so...
All right, good morning, Homer.
Right,
let's keep it with that. Homer, what have you got there?
It's an asterisk.
It's an asterisk. Oh, because yesterday we started this, and there's plenty. I must bring in the stuff I brought back from the States, because it is so nitpicky. One asterisk covers so much legal ground. What
Riddled
have you
with
got?
asterisks.
What have you got? Asterisk. The goal.
Here we have.
What have you got?
Where the unbeatable price logo is shown, more than 10% is saved on this product.
Mm-hmm.
But the 10% off price is shown as a comparison only. The extra 10% off offers shown end 10th of October, and the higher after-sales price is shown applies from the 22nd of November. However, all offers are subject to availability.
Oh, and that's all on one asterisk.
Wow.
All on one asterisk.
What is the product, and what is it from?
It's a sofa.
It's a sofa, is it? Hang on, we're going to have that again. I didn't think it was even quite as good as that. I wonder if you would take your time and give it plenty. Give a dramatic reading of it. Give it some Simon Callow. From the top again, if you would.
Where the unbelievable... Sorry, we'll start again.
Okay, I'll start again with you. Hang on, we'll start again, because we've got to get this right. We'll let it all sound out. Here we go. In fact, I'll cue you in. Hang on, here we go. Cue.
Where the unbeatable price logo is shown, more than 10% is saved on this product, and the 10% off price is shown as a comparison only. The extra 10% off offers shown end 10th of October, and the higher after-sales price shown apply from the 22nd of November. However, all offers are subject to availability.
Fantastic, one of the best so far are asterisks from Homer in Gatwick. If you've got a product out there, if you've ever seen a product like this, somebody saw a poster of Chaz and Dave on the road yesterday and had an asterisk. Not yesterday, a while back. Chaz and Dave on the road, asterisk. Down the bottom it said, not original Dave. It was so tiny at the bottom, and a little asterisk. So it can be the weight it carries or the words it has behind it. Your asterisks, please. Here comes Alan in Kew with the height of sophistication. Good morning, Alan.
Candyman.
Now, what have you got there, Alan? I'll give you your pound. I haven't done that for ages. It's lost in there somewhere.
May I just say, the circle is complete, now you're back.
No, the circle is complete. Was it? That's what it was. Some kind of... So, bless you. For anyway, I bet these things back, but I'm touched, if you will. What have you got?
It's good to have you back. Now, there's sophistication.
Yeah.
Sophistication was my mother's dinner parties. Avocados, halves, with a stone taken out, with the prawns and Mary Rose sauce drizzled over them. Main course, chicken and broccoli bake, which was made with a tin of Campbell's mushroom soup.
Lucky to get it. Lucky to get it. Yeah.
Lucky to get it. And the dessert, pavlova when pavlova was popular.
Well, you see, I'm thinking, yeah, but you're saying pavlova was popular. I'm thinking that's not a bad tea.
I wouldn't mind to have that tonight.
We're being nice to your mum here. I mean, at the time...
but the sophistication the pavlova was... Then we're going back to when kiwi fruit just came into Ireland. The kiwi fruit on top.
Now
that is fancy.
That's some fancy eating.
Flake, Danny, with a crumbled flake.
You know, yes, maybe we are just being a little pompous on how far we've come, and these are decent, honest meals.
They are.
Mountain Goat is in there. Would you put the call through? Mountain Goat is now rising up against your pavlova, saying it is her favourite dessert, and now she can never have it again. It's the kiwi fruit and the crumbled...
But I'm thoroughly impressed by this.
No, come on, it's a rotten to the core meal. Yes, it is.
Broccoli chicken bake sounds delightful.
It does, but there was you know the way there's periods of time in life where a dish is popular because it's slightly sophisticated. Like we've just been through the kind of we're on the monkfish thing at the moment.
No, the monkfish. Everything today is going to look that. I mean, I say everything. Never could be quite like that. I don't think we'll ever get the prawn cocktail served in little ice cream glacé dishes anymore, do we? I suppose we may do. We may do. So
you put a basket and chicken and chips at home.
That's, you know, there's nothing. Again, we don't want to lapse over into just regular retro stuff there, but it is what you once thought was the height of sophistication. It's all foodie so far. We may have started there because you had
olives.
Olives.
But also, during that call, I thought of my grandmother's surprise salad, which I just thought was the coolest thing ever.
Go on.
It was. It's a surprise. It's a dessert, first of all.
It wasn't a light bulb crushed up in it. It makes even.
Might have well have been. It was green Jello. It was cream cheese, pineapple, grated carrot, mushroom, and walnut.
This is when a shelf collapsed in the larder. This is not a meal.
Oh, it was delicious.
Okay, so
it's served in a little parfait glass.
Those are the things. Yeah. It's about how it was served, and whether your mum and dad, got dressed up, or whatever you did. It can be items of clothing, hairstyles, makeup, anything you like. What you once thought was the height of sophistication.
You're listening to London's radio station.
This Thursday, BBC London 94.9 presents.
Please, sir, I want some more.
What? More? More of this?
First of all, what were you doing in Americana?
So I was getting married to a Brazilian lady.
It turned out to be a lady, did it?
Sorry?
And this?
They are putting geese into a wheelie bin. There are not going to be enough wheelie bins, surely, for us to save the planet.
On a Thursday night with me? Well, you only had to ask, Danny.
Get a third helping of Danny Kelly every week from this Thursday.
That's the attitude that built the British Empire.
The Thursday night sports show with Danny Kelly and Mike Lawrence from this week.
On BBC London 94.9.
How about the Dame? Didn't we think the Dame was the last word for a while? Oh, the Dame.
Let me put my arms around your head. Gee, it's hot. Let's go to bed.
Ask yourself, what have they already invented, but they keep on inventing? Stop inventing it. We want some of those, please. Like we had the bathroom plugs. They should be rubber. Stop inventing the ones that can break the chrome things.
You know, the light bulb. Can you just leave the light bulb alone?
Yeah,
we don't need a light bulb that lasts for 5 years.
Reinventing of the light bulb, the speakers for the television. What should we stop reinventing? Asterisks. Any good examples of what asterisks mean, especially when they say free? And then there's a little asterisk. But chiefly today we're going after the height of sophistication. I remembered a game when I was about 17, 18. The most prone age to being sophisticated. I thought a white nylon scarf, no matter what jacket I was wearing, a white nylon scarf with a little bit of tassels at the bottom. It was white nylon. And I could throw it around my neck. I could just leave it hanging there, or whatever.
Either or.
And it was, oh, yeah, the scarf, yeah. I've got photographs from them. I said, you wore that scarf a lot, didn't you? I thought, until it was pointed out to me exactly what wearing the white scarf, particularly with the black jacket, looked like.
Did you ever go, it's my thing?
It's your
my
thing. When you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion is? Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes, or cutaway coat, perfect fits.
That white scarf. That's exactly what I look like as I put it around in my white scarf. But what did you think? 0207 224 2000. What did you think was the height of sophistication? You can text us 07786 200 949 or email us if you're goofing off at work. margaret.rutherford@bbc.co.uk.
What about a brown pinstripe suit from Take 6 in 1973?
Yeah, but then again, you see, that may be just be a style thing. That's not necessarily because a brown pinstripe suit now could look pretty good. It could still work.
Well, this person also thought, no, we don't know who it is. because they didn't put their name, whether that was a choice or not. But please put your name. It was a radio which was attached to my bicycle handlebars in 1966.
Yeah, pretty good. High to sophisticated. Yeah, well, maybe it's a bit gimmicky, but it could have been sophisticated.
You know what? It was
about soap on a rope. We don't want to get totally retro. I thought that was the few occasions that I was lucky enough to, have maybe my parents were away for the weekend, and I might say, stay over tonight if you want. I made sure the soap on the rope was there.
Did you ever find
and it was always a big round football as well.
And it was always a rope that kind of itched a lot.
Oh, yeah, this wasn't just some beautifully crafted. This was a great big thing. You could at Wolfside could get great big tankers webbed up with. Here comes Chrissy in Upminster. She knows about the height of sophistication. Chrissy, didn't I meet you once across a crowded room? Chrissy, what have you got for us? What is the height?
Good morning, Danny.
Thank you. Good morning, Chrissy. What have you got as the height of sophistication?
For me, it was a baby sham in a baby sham glass with the old cocktail cherry.
Yeah, and like we say, this may be, lapsing into just retro, but this sort of thing you can never understand that you once thought it was very sophisticated.
Absolutely.
And that is the key.
But those cherries would make anything sophisticated.
Those cherries,
any cocktail. Those cherries.
Where do you stand on these, Chrissy? Do you eat the cherry? Because I think they're delicious. Well, we would never have got on, you and I, Chrissy, because I only like the. I was going to say, are you going to eat that cherry? No, I ate them.
You had it.
I love them, and I would even try and do that thing just to clinch the deal, where I tied the stem into a knot and then presented it to her on my big flapping old tongue.
Well,
how about that then?
But beat this, Danny. You'd say to the barman, could I have 2 cherries?
I've asked for the jar before now. And not only that, I've patted the end of it to get the extra juice.
Did you ever see the green ones, though?
Green ones? Have you seen green ones, Chrissy?
No.
At Christmas time, sometimes they would bring out the green cherry.
He's from down here.
Probably not lived.
He's not lived. By the way, I forgot to rechristen over here, Balen, because given that you've been on so many other shows since the breakfast show, you've been on every show. Yes. You are now, because Lord Haw-Haw is, of course, Robert Elms, because he was once awarded a medal by Argentina, so he's Lord Haw-Haw at the station.
Yes.
Given that you're from Tennessee, you are now Lord Hee-Haw. All right, you are Lord Hee-Haw.
I'll wear that with pride.
I'm broadcasting with Lord Hee-Haw this afternoon. Here comes Martin in Maidstone. Thank you very much, Chrissy, by the way. Here's Martin in Maidstone, the height of sophistications.
Hoi, Dan.
Hoi there, my friend. Good morning to you. What have you got for us, Martin?
Well, it was such fun and games and such sophistication when we got our first television remote control.
Did it have a wire that led it up to the actual machine?
No. This is totally independent bit, but like a small, half a house brick.
Yeah.
And all it would do was just change the channels, just clunk.
When you say, because we come into them quite late. The first one we had had wires that went into the front of it, and you sat there with it stretched taut across the room. Although Danny Kelly, just before you carry on with yours, Martin, Danny Kelly, who was from a big Irish family in North London, but Danny Kelly's family had a broom handle. They really did, and that would sit by the sofa. And when they wanted to change channel, they would lean across and go ka-donk on the buttons on the front of it. So that was the height of sophistication, was it, Martin?
Oh, you could take it out the room and change the channel, and people didn't know what was going on. But you could also change the channel, the same effect. It was obviously sound waves. You could put a bunch of keys on the floor and change.
But do you think they should stop inventing these things now? Did it do the job?
I see it goes in the other category as well. I'm sick to death of it. It's got so many buttons on it. I've no idea what.
There is that. Do you know what? Again, we're not going to turn into these grumpy old men, although we may be too late for that. I was just about to say that. But yes, the remotes have too many buttons on it. I throw down a gauntlet here. I'll bring in the remote from one of the television systems in the house, and I'll bring in the remote from that, right? And I bet there are more buttons than on anyone else's. Count up the buttons on your remotes out there. Martin, do the same for us and call us back. Count up the buttons on your remotes, and we'll have the great remote challenge, because we've got one indoors, and you need a jeweler's eyepiece to read the writing underneath. I bet when you get it, it says, how'd you get the subtitles off this? Oh, give us it here. Hang on. No, that's Italian. No. But where's the picture gone now? Oh, you've turned it off. Trying to get the subtitles off of things, because they just come
they do just pop right up.
And why can't I change the telly? Because you've got it set on DVD. But the other remote, you just press the button that changes channel. I know, but this one is also DVD, and it'll also take it from, showroom sound, to hall sound, to concert sound, to living room sound. They've got different sounds on it.
You just needed one sound.
And to stop inventing the remote control, that was a perfect
plus and minus, that's all you need with your volume.
What you got there, Balen? What is that? What would that be?
What about Pernod? That's a quite exotic, sophisticated drink.
No, Pernod's lovely, though. That is. Pernod is isn't it? Or is that me? Stop looking at me like that.
Well, John in West Drayton thinks it is, or thought it was, anyway.
I think Pernod is. Pernod and water. Depends what you have it with.
True, all right.
What was the first drink you had where you thought, I'm going to show this barman. I'm not a beer drinker. What was the first drink you used to order?
Tom Collins.
Oh, well, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. You know
is it?
You know what I used to order?
No. What?
Yeah, because I'll have a Jim Beam and an American dry ginger, please. Yes, I did. How on earth I came to that, I don't know.
Well, you just hear it somewhere.
Give me hi, Rod. Yeah, barman wasn't called Rod. Hi, Rod. These guys want 6 pints of lager. I'll have a Jim Beam and an American dry. I did, yeah. Last word, sophistication.
Jackie in Isleworth says chicken in a basket and a bottle of Blue Nun.
Blue, but
everybody leans on the Blue Nun, though.
There is nothing necessarily wrong with the chicken in the basket. It's of a certain time, it's of a certain era. But I don't think even then particularly it was sophisticated. I don't know.
Tasty. Hey, Dan, after 4:30, we're giving away tickets. I just want to tell you this, too. Because, you know, the film festival, the London Film Festival, opened last night.
Oh, okay.
And we've got 2 pairs of tickets to go see Steve Coogan's new film, A Cock and Bull Story.
Wow, it sounds like what Steve's been living through, doesn't it?
Rob Brydon and Steve Coogan, so we're going to be giving those away after 4:30.
What was the upshot of him getting Courtney Love pregnant? Because that was just a sensational story.
Yeah, it was. That died after 2 days.
Oh, did it? It's not. It doesn't work.
Then she denied it as well. After she said it, she denied it.
And what about Peter Kay knocking up Patti Smith? Anything on the height of sophistication, the treachery of asterisks, and what should they stop inventing? Good time to ring up during the news and that. People lose heart. 0207 224 2000. To say, Lord Hee-Haw and I will be back instanter.
Yeah, but cold start to the night.
You're listening to London's radio station.
Danny Baker on BBC London 94.9.
What did you used to think was the height of sophistication, please? The treachery of asterisks and,
In those bad old days.
I'll have a group of foundations, you know, one after the other in their day. He's still working, lives in New York now, the lead singer, and there is a Foundations inevitably on the road. And I've always thought that song always ought to be twinned with this.
Then you might know me like no other orange has ever done before.
Can't tell you how pleased I am to have sitting smack opposite me now the person who did that extraordinary thing on the guitar there, apart from anything else, Mr. Al Stewart. Al, welcome aboard, my friend.
Hi, thank you very much.
It's a terrific thing. That was one of the first songs of a certain genre that I could sing all the way through because it's very, very self-contained.
It's the shortest song I ever wrote in my life.
And I came to you through because it was on a compilation called Fill Your Head with Rock.
Yes, it was. That's right.
And I thought, whoa, here's something. The Orange song I thought must have deeper meanings. Is there anything more to it than that?
Oh, I had a girlfriend. I guess she was the apple and I was the orange. And that I found out later that orange is in fact the colour of madness. So
man alive,
so it might have had some deeper manifestation that I was not aware of at the time.
We've only we've briefly just been introduced. I've been a long time a fan, and I've got to say, unlike the Breakfast Show, I'm not having bums and no good nicks on this one. I'm only having people I actually admire and want to work with. Work with. So, but I was once told.
Well, you were singing along.
I was singing along. Oh, believe me, it's all you can do. I got Vashti Bunyan to sing Paranoid on the show yesterday.
Good.
Yes,
Lord,
and she did it. So
to be kidding
you'd
me.
be on your mettle.
Whoa, she got the good thing. What am I going to get?
Well, we'll see. I'll give you a selection. I'll play an effort and I'll give you a selection because
I can sing Birdhouse in Your Soul. I can sing.
Oh, now that I'd like to hear.
Blue Canary in the Out by the Light Switch. Who watches over you? Make a little birdhouse in your soul. Not to put too fine a point on it. Say I'm the only bee in your bonnet. Make a little birdhouse in your soul.
You see how I come aboard uninvited? Oh, man, you've got exactly the same timbre as those guys. They were here just before we wrapped up the last one.
My favourite pop band.
They're too smart for their own good, though, aren't they?
I think they write the best lyrics. Make a hole with a gun perpendicular to the name of this town in the desktop club. Exit wound in a foreign nation.
You're selling their records like crazy here, Al Stewart. Before we get round to everybody wants a prosthetic forehead on their real head.
Yes.
What about yourself? Let's you've been...
Get away from them. They might I'm one of the few people in the world who know the lyrics to this.
No, man, please, don't get me started. I'm just trying to shift a few units of the anthology here.
Yes.
What kind of, it's a 4 CD... Is it
It's a 5 CD set.
You know
with
what?
a book.
Nothing arouses a man, and I'm talking Jennifer Aniston included, like the phrase 4 CD set, 5 CD set. I'm afraid that's about it. We could explode. What kind of period is it going from? How early are the first tracks?
Okay, this is my CD, but I should say rather than they might be Jack's.
Do we have one of those?
I don't know if I don't know if they've done one yet. Okay, my box set is it runs from the first record I made, which was 1966, all the way up to the last record I made, which was this year.
Okay, so it's 66. Now, what is the album you put out twice? Because I thought you were in Tomorrow, and I was about to bring Bedsitter Images, yes? Okay, I know, because I've got the version of it that was withdrawn. Of course, you know, us snobs have that version of it, but I love it anyway.
Withdrawn. I mean,
no,
it was like that record.
What happened there? It was released, and then it was taken back again, and then released again. That seems
you know what happened was that the record, when I was first signed by CBS, They really didn't want me. There was a band called the Piccadilly Line, and my manager
had... really didn't want me.
No, my manager had the Piccadilly Line, and CBS wanted to sign them, and he kind of made them take me as a way of, getting in the back door, because they didn't want me at all. And they released Bedsitter Images, and it didn't sell terribly well, and that would have been the end of it, but we snuck in and recorded another album using their money. I don't think they really knew that which was Love Chronicles.
Yeah,
that did sell very well.
That went huge.
It became the folk album of the year and the Melody Maker and blah blah blah.
And so you said we've got this other album that they've forgotten about.
No. So then they turned around and re-released Bedsitter Images.
That was it.
I said if you're going to do that, we should remix a couple of the tracks, because the original mixes were very bad.
Yeah, okay.
And I took off a couple of the more egregious songs, and so that was probably why we did it. Yeah.
Now, you live in the States now, yeah?
Yeah,
you do. Yeah, because it's strange in the weather. Of course, it's cyclical, all these things, but in the great, it's old hat now, but the big rediscovery of people like Nick Drake, etc., etc. And you were very much part of that singer-songwriter, an intensely English-British feel of it all.
I remember pushing Nick Drake on stage because he was so shy he wouldn't do it.
You're kidding? Where would that have been?
That was at the Cousins one night. We were doing, it was a triple header. It was myself and Nick and John Martin, I think. And Nick.
What a terrible bill there. It sold about 6 tickets. No, man, that's a bill, isn't it?
But I mean, everybody knew everybody in those days.
Yeah. What was the billing? What was the billing? So Nick was on first, was he?
I think, God, I'm trying to remember. I think Nick was on first, and he was terribly shy, as you know.
Yeah.
Everyone now knows he's become a legend.
Yeah.
And
it's strange thing,
I think I was physically pushing him towards them.
So yeah.
I was saying, no, come on, it's all going to be okay.
So you would have been the big seller, certainly at that point. I mean, you were Al Stewart, at that point, I should imagine, had much more currency than John Martin and Nick Drake would have had.
I don't know. I mean, the focusing was, it didn't really work like, I don't think any of us were well known. I mean, I'm talking about the late 60s here and maybe early 70s, so.
Yeah. And how sick are you of playing Year of the Cat?
It beats whatever Nick's doing.
Yes, I guess so. But I'd say that was an extraordinary thing, because for old heads, and I include much of our listenership in that, for old heads, for you suddenly to be on top of the pops again, wow, Al Stewart, because everyone had seen you as a kind of introspective guy doing things, from like the early albums, and there was this big, massive hit. Did you always want big, massive hits?
Actually, it wasn't a big, massive hit.
Year of the Cat?
It was a hit everywhere else. It never made the top 30 in England.
Didn't it?
No,
I played it enough.
Made number 31.
Yeah.
If it had made number 30, I would have been on top of the pops, because they were waiting to then play the top 30.
But it's since, like Baker Street, it's become a staple of radio.
Yeah, it's one of those things. There are, I think I can mention 2 or 3 records that were never hits in England that everyone assumes were, and Year of the Cat's one. California Dreaming's another one, but the Mamas and the Papas.
Of course,
was never a hit.
Oh, okay. And how did you feel? Sorry to keep leaping from subject to subject. I want to get as much as I can, because it's a pleasure to meet you. How did you feel about the Pet Shop Boys nicking your voice? Because they do. You only got to, if you hear Year of the Cat, you think, hang on, that's no accident.
I don't really hear it, but I know that when West End Girls came out, I was in a hotel, and I came out, and the guy who was shifting my luggage, the bellboy at the front of the hotel, told me how much he liked my new record. He meant West End Girls.
I remember the very first. I mean, only I don't say it's a tribute and a salute, I'm sure, and they probably they can't help it. They didn't have it done surgically, but I've always thought every time, and I love the Pet Shop Boys, but so for older heads, you think, wow, that's Al Stewart.
I love the concept of someone surgically wanting my voice implanted. I mean,
No,
I
it's
only
a-
have a range of about 10 notes. I can't imagine that anyone would want my voice.
But there it is, you know, as I say, the palette on which you paint. So we've got 5 CDs here. Was that a tough deal to swing, or did you say it's simply not a penny more, not a penny less?
You know, in the box set, 5
Yeah.
CDs, but that's what they wanted. You know, they wanted 5. One's a live one, so it's basically 4.
Mm-hmm. And how comes you jumped ship to the States? When was that, and what was the deal?
Well, when Year of the Cat came out, it was, as I said, I mean, it stalled at number 31 over here, and...
Oh, you were still here then, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I went over to tour in America, and their record was a big hit in America. But it was a gradual build. I mean, the record took, I think, about 6 months to break.
Mhm.
So every week it went up another 5 places. You know, it went 165 to 160, and, you know, it was doing this. And... every time the record went up another 10 places in the charts, I was in a rented apartment. The record company gave me another piece of furniture, like a chair, or I'd get a table, or eventually I got a stereo, you know, like, and then they bought me some records, and you know, by the time that 7 months had gone by, I had a furnished apartment.
Wow!
And I was
a number 1 record?
Well, it was number 4, I think, or 5 or something. But I looked around, and you know, it really hadn't been a hit. I think what's happened is it's been played forever.
Well, that's the thing. So people thinking, you know, it was on top of the pops.
Yeah,
it just seems like
they think it was a hit. It wasn't. You know, it's
extraordinary.
one of those songs that should have been but wasn't. You know.
Well, it's like Penny Lane, Strawberry Fields being kept off of number 1 by.
Oh.
Wasn't a number 1 record? Perhaps
I know it was
number 2. Number 1. Please release me. Engelbert Humperdinck kept it off for 7 solid weeks.
Wow.
What was you were taking R&B bands beforehand, were you?
I played in beat groups, they were called in those
Beat groups,
days.
of course,
we played R&B. We played all that kind of stuff.
Who were your bands?
Well, oddly enough, the first band I was in ever when I left school was the Sabres. Means nothing to you until I tell you the name of the lead singer, Tony Blackburn.
Oh, yes, yeah, no, you say that, and it's one of the things I salted away in case I'm ever in one of those pub quizzes, but give me half an hour and I've come up with that.
Yeah.
Now, how did that happen? How did you get to be Tony Blackburn's, you know, Axeman?
It was Tony Blackburn and the Sabres. I don't know, I was 17, I left school and I was looking...
That's no excuse, I'm not getting it. How on earth?
Well, you know, I don't know, I mean, I think someone told someone that I played guitar, and Tony turned up one day in a little red Mini, and his dad was a doctor in Bournemouth, and he said, I'm looking for a guitar player, and I said, he had a show every Tuesday night at the Bournemouth Pavilion, actually opening for Zoot Money, who was the headliner.
Oh, wow. Did they really? This is the thing. I was aware of his recording career, but I never... I thought it was completely tangential. I didn't know, like, Zoot Money and yourself are all bound up in...
Yeah, we're all from Bournemouth. And Andy Summers, who joined the Police, and Bob Fripp from King Crimson, Craig Lake Holmes and Lake and Palm. We all knew each other in Bournemouth.
He's a regular Alexis Corner, isn't he?
we were all... well, I knew Alexis too, but that's going back. But no, but all those guys are from Bournemouth, and we all grew up at the same time. We basically all knew each other. So.
Yeah.
I was nearly in a band with Greg Lake. It came really close.
I hate to say that. Do you see Greg at all these days?
No, I don't.
He is the size of a house. And I said, look, I'm a big fella myself, but he was on TV the other week, and I've got a little sound effect. It won't mean a lot to you, but Greg came on the television. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, we're all entitled to put on a few pounds, and I forgive him if he's a deep old friend. He goes, man, he couldn't get through that doorway. I mean, he's like Leslie West used to be.
Lord.
Anyway, but, that's neither here nor there. So 5 CDs. They're all going to swim before me. Give me something to play. Take your own.
We got one of those to give away as well.
Something we've got one to give away. Give us something to play here. Because look, I've got them in this form.
Do you want a commercial? I like.
That's never been the way on this show.
I like
never
the
been the
non-commercial ones.
Give us the least commercial record. If you want to sell a few copies though. But I just didn't want to play Year of the Cat again. To be absolutely, I love you. No, you know it's great. It does mention Peter Lorre. It's one of the few songs that does.
I mean, I don't dislike it, but I mean, I have heard it a few times.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say that we know there's more about you than that. So give us something. CD.
Oh, I think you should play. My favourite song at the moment is called "Somewhere in England, 1915." But
okay, I know "Somewhere in England, 1915." What CD is it on there?
It's on CD number 4.
CD number 4.
But while you're looking for it, I can tell you a little about it if you like.
Go on then.
It's about Rupert Brooke and Violet Asquith.
Oh, okay.
Rupert Brooke was the Nick Drake of his day.
Our audience will they will know. Of course they'll know the Brooke. Of course.
Yeah, but he is in a way, if you think about it, because Brooke died early in the way that Nick did, and he left a very pretty corpse, and people. I tend to think of Rupert Brooke in a way as being the first rock star. I mean, he was a poet, obviously.
You get some opposition there from the Oscar Wilde camp, of course.
I just see it as because he enjoyed a great amount of popularity based largely on the way he looked. hooked.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Brooke was a fabulous poet. I mean, I think he wrote one or two fabulous poems, but a lot of it's gibberish.
Yeah. This is the man who wrote the Orange song we heard at the top of the hour, by the way.
Anyway, one of the last civilians to see him alive before he took off on a troop ship to the Dardanelles campaign in 1915, got bitten by a mosquito, never made it, and died in Greece. But one of the last civilians to see him by sheer chance was Violet Asquith, who was the daughter of the then Prime Minister, because she had a mad crush on him. And I come into this song with Violet Asquith standing on the beach watching Rupert Brooke's troop ship sailing away into the distance. I mean, I'm just setting the scene.
No, it's setting it beautifully as well. You know, I mean, it makes me say it's going to give me extra thunder when I watch The X Factor again this week to see what a bereft and corrupt age we live in now. Here we go.
Okay.
On the platform of an old railway station, I enter a dream.
This is no Moon June Spoon, Al Stewart, is it? This is no Moon June Spoon.
A skull in the trench gazes up open-mouthed at the moon. Now, who would write that?
No, I'm telling you.
Probably me.
You know what it is? So during this, when everyone was talking, to be fair, and I said, I haven't heard this in ages. He said, it's a new tune. I said, no, you're wrong here. I'm telling Al Stewart. I said, no, you're wrong. And the thing is, you know why? And throw something at me if you like. It sounds like Al Stewart. And there's been periods in your career when perhaps, you know, different techniques, different studios, different bands, different lineups, when you haven't sounded quite like what
this comes off a record called A Beach Full of Shells that came out this year, probably about 3 months ago, and so it's very recent, you know.
Yeah, but it sounds like, I mean, as I say, for those of us kind of for those of us of my age, I could have said straight away, that's Al Stewart, and I thought I had it. I thought, what album is this on? He said, it's new. I said, no, this is on, is it? But it sounds exactly like you, and that's not always the way.
People say that. I mean, they even say it at concerts. They say, you know, you sound just like Al Stewart.
No, but
they say with a sense of wonder in there, like as if I'm going to suddenly but
even so, it happens, you know. I mean, even amongst for Sinatra, you get some of the albums, they're trying something new, and people do. But then suddenly they return to their stock in trade, something as literal and literary as this. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
It is literary. It's about
It's what?
This is the best part of it.
Okay, let's have a little bit of this. Here we go. Big guitar solo. Okay, well, that'll be enough of that. How long is that, by the way?
That song? I should have picked a shorter song.
No, I'm going to say, well done. When you say to someone, come and play something from your new anthology, and it goes the full 7 minutes, that's a pro.
It's something like if you played all of it, it's about 7 minutes. But people get a taste of it, you know. It's on the last album, and it's on the anthology.
I say, not to say, but always you've, and lyrically, and certainly you had that, for want of a better phrase, you know, cut glass way of doing it that is so dreadfully fashionable again now, if you will, for people who are not... for people who are not necessarily cut glass and stuff. But do you come from a bundles background, or you're from a loaded family? That's right, is it, Al? What's the story about
that? Because I can't make out what you're trying to ask me. I mean,
you seriously? No, your family, they're loaded up. You know exactly what I'm asking. He's backpedaling now.
You're asking me if I come from the aristocracy.
Yeah, something like that.
I think my grandfather's elder brother was a baronet.
Well done. No, this is good. We like all of that. We like all of that.
And I went to a boarding school, so I have some of that background.
Did you ever try to hide any of that? Because it's to say, in the rock and roll terms, I know you say, absolutely no inference at all here. We actually celebrate.
Well, I think I was saying with an American accent, so so I wasn't very. I'm hard to pin down as being, you know, sort of. It's an awfully good record.
No, that's a different. No, it's not that cartoon posh thing, but there's a certain cachet to it, and we are talking about the height of sophistication today, by the way.
Shall we give this away?
Yeah, we're going to give away this box set, by the way. Can I pass it across here?
Yes. The trouble with modern entertainment is that it's
I've been looking at it. I think it's a very cool looking box set.
Yes, it is. Just yesterday, and look at you on the front there, looking like Donovan.
I just did an interview about Donovan. There were some film students who just interviewed me. They're making a documentary about Donovan. They're from university.
Very quickly, I just read Donovan. I'm a huge fan of Donovan. The records are over here, and you can see that period and singer-songwriter stuff. And his autobiography's just come out.
Yeah, I just got given one by Steve Johnson.
Hang on to your hat while you read it, because I've been a big fan of Donovan. Always thought he should be more appreciated than he is, and, you know, a bit of a genius and all of that. But Donovan's always thought that, apparently. So.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Give us a question over there, and we can win this fired CD set here. What question should we put out for you?
It's called Just Yesterday, and the question is, which showbiz legend of this parish was the front man of Al's first band, the Sabres? 0207 224 2000.
He said it like 5 minutes ago, but in the modern age we have nothing but contempt for people's attentions.
And Al, you've got a big gig coming up on Monday, don't you?
On Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm playing at the Barbican. Which is sold out, so I can't sell any tickets.
Oh, right, there you go.
But there it is. There will always be touts outside, and you can pay anything. Money goes directly to Al. Should you?
No, I love the idea that it's sold out on a Tuesday night. I mean, it's great.
It's a great thing. I mean, there it is. As I say,
and it's not a small space, the Barbican.
It's about a couple of thousand, I think. So it's nice because you tend to think that people forget all about you, but apparently they don't.
Right. You're not going to try that English diffidence on us.
Very good.
Al Stewart, thank you very much, and all the best with 5 CD set. There it is.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure.
Pleasure for me too.
On 94.9 FM, BBC London.
With the headlines, I'm Richard Foster.
Pippa Sparks, BBC London 94.9. The next travel and weather at 5:45.
Oh, that ain't started. Oh man, that was going to be so good. That would have been great. Pip. Is he still there, Pip?
Yes.
Yeah. Try and do that again, because this record would be a great thing to start with. Hang on. Hold on. All right. Try it again. So let's sign off again, Pip.
Pippa Sparks, BBC London 94.9. The next travel and weather at 5:45.
No, something over there. Why won't that start? No, it's all right, Pip. Forget it. Don't worry about it. Okay, welcome back, everyone. We're doing things that were the height of sophistication. We'll do it again tomorrow, Pip, if you can remember those words. The height of sophistication. What did you once think of the height of sophistication? And yours was, to remind us again, Bailey, what
olives.
Olives. It was always going to be olives.
It's always going to be. And if olives were on a cocktail stick, even the better.
Could you say the Pippa Sparks BBC Travel? It's
I could do.
You try. It's 25 to 4.
You ready now?
Yeah, Pippa Sparks BBC Travel. It's 25 to 4.
Pippa Sparks BBC Travel. It's 25 to 4.
2 seconds.
Okay.
No. Hold on. There you go.
I'm ready.
Go on, try it now.
Are we ready now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's Pip. Pip. Oh no, go on. You do it.
Okay.
You do it. Go on.
Pippa Sparks, BBC London Travel. Your next travel updates in 15 minutes.
This thing I used to think was the height of sophistication.
What's that then?
Xylophone music. Vibes. It's watching The Saint. If ever they had a cocktail party, there'd be vibe music playing in it. Very sophisticated, the vibes. We're asking this afternoon, 0207 224 2000.
I've got loads here.
Give us a couple over there, Bailey. What you got?
Height of sophistication, a feather cut in the new unisex hair salon. That's Joe in Croydon.
Yeah, but again, they may come back there, feather cut.
Yeah,
This
they
may
might
be things
do.
that were of their time. We're not just looking at past trends. It's got to be something that you really thought, man alive, have I got the drop on the ladies now? Oh, man.
What about Deb, whose mum had an entire collection of Capodimonte porcelain flowers on velvet cushions?
That's pretty
displayed in a duck-like fashion on the wall.
Oh, okay.
Which is good.
Yeah.
John in Twickenham said that they used to have a very tiny coffee set, and that it would always come out after a few pre-show cocktails, and a thimbleful of coffee always impressed the guests.
Yeah, height of sophistication. There was and again, we don't just want to get into retro things here, but I did used to envy another friend of mine. We went to the Micallefs. They had an ice bucket. They never was used.
Oh, yeah.
But you never had ice in it. You just had them, and it was like a pineapple. Oh, man, Steve. I was ashamed. We haven't got anything like that indoors. We haven't got a pineapple-shaped ice bucket.
You have about 5 now.
The thing is, you could never get ice. You had an ice tray in if you had a freezer in your fridge, but otherwise there was no ice industry at all. What others?
Catherine in Enfield says that her mom thought she had arrived when she got her hostess trolley.
Yeah, okay. They're still around, though, to be fair.
And then somebody just anonymously said, stop inventing dishwasher tablets.
Yeah! Oh, brilliant. That's something to stop inventing. Yeah, now they have the red ball and half a white ball, and they have you just need one. You've still got to, hump home the salt, as they say. Oh, it's been a while since I've humped home the salt, let me tell you that.
Help me, I think I'm falling.
I'm more than happy to tell you Joni Mitchell will be with us next Wednesday. Joni Mitchell.
That's exciting. Is that true?
It's the day after the E Street Band. They were offered the breakfast show, but they said no. They said we want to go somewhere we're going to be appreciated. Joni and I have passed before. I get on well with Canadians. What's over there? What do you got, baby?
This is brilliant. Glenn in East Sheen says, this is height of sophistication. I remember going on holiday as a kid to Italy and sleeping not under blankets, not under sheets,
this is good,
but under a strange thing called a duvet.
Oh.
And one day, I promised myself, one day I will have such a thing in my own home.
I can remember when that. Absolutely. It's good to get away from food and drink there, because I don't know, we've got a couple coming up, but yeah, things that are height of sophistication. My brother used to, in the about the late 60s, he found this thing that wasn't a tie, and it wasn't wasn't a bow tie, but it was a little piece of black material that went over your top button and under the collar, and it just made a little black thing. And yeah, he stood around the house for a while saying, better be off to the casino now. Yeah, little black thing under the collar there. Here comes Chris in Southgate. Chris, good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Candyman.
Let's keep that going.
Welcome back. You've been missed.
Thank you, bless you, Heart, and I'm beginning to believe it, despite my natural cynicism. Chris, what have you got for us?
Height of sophistication. I was about 7 years old, mid-60s, went to visit a cousin who just bought a new flat with her husband, and there in the corner was a minibar. And the minibar had the lot. It had the leather-clad ice bucket. It had the little champagne glass which had little liquid in that when you tipped it, it emptied and went back down again. But the height of sophistication, was a pineapple where once you lifted the top half, little cigarettes poked.
Oh, because I thought it was going to be my ice thing again. It was a pineapple that dispensed cigarettes. There was such a time, kids, and I'm thinking Ivan Novello himself would have said, "Have you seen my cigarette dispensing pineapple?" I said, "I don't know what he spoke like. Probably like Al Stewart. I don't know." But
I wanted to start smoking at 7.
Yeah, who had this, by the way?
My cousin.
By the way, when I used to work with Sam Fox, dear fellow Danny Kelly, when I used to work with Sam Fox, she told us once that she went to Lemmy's house and she said, "Oh, it's all true what you about Lemmy." She goes, I didn't see anything else, but I know right along his mantelpiece he's got a big line of Optrex. What? What? Optrex? Oh, well, them things you have in pubs that give you a drink, Optrex, dear. Optrex, she said. Yes, she did. Dear Sam. Thank you very much indeed, Chris in Southgate. We'll just go across. Dan, why have you moved in? Danny Kelly's moved in.
I've been sent. I was walking past and then your producer dragged me by the H of the H.
As you know, there's no getting out of that.
And then said, "Go and trail your new show." and tell them something about the height of sophistication. And I do remember what it was in our house. Yeah. Very specifically, Sunday afternoons. It wasn't me, it was my mum decided that salad was the height of sophistication.
All right.
After the Sunday dinner, about 6 o'clock, when all our yesterdays was just winding down.
The dear English.
She would produce salad. And that was okay. In those days, salad consisted entirely of lettuce and nothing else.
Oh, and a bit of
tomato. Yeah. But then she got ideas by her station. I knew she was getting sophisticated. The radish started to turn up. The red and white radish would appear. And that, my friend, was we swanked up and down our street for weeks after the radish.
Did she make it a rose, the radish?
Oh, no, you just chopped it in the bowl.
That's when you went to restaurants and they put you in your place, because you'd seen radishes, but you hadn't seen them fashioned into flowers. There'd be anarchy up and down the street. Dan, I was saying earlier on, and in case people think I just pulled this stuff out there to fill time, what did you have as a remote control in your house for a period?
We had the very first remote control in this country. Yeah. My brother Andrew was sick of the fighting over who was going to get up out of the chair and switch the television on, because we didn't have enough chairs for the bottoms in our house. And so, from the street, he brought in an 8-foot-long piece of bamboo, a pole, and from the chair, anybody could then press the button. That was the first ever remote control.
There it is. That was sophistication in the particular part of North London. Should we do Lisa, or we got to go to travel? What's that? Because I'll
no travel.
Good. No, I'm being told travel over here in Lisa. I'll take the mountain goat's word. Lisa. Good morning, Lisa.
Oh, good morning, Danny. How are you doing?
Happening all over the place. Sorry to keep you out in the cold over there. What have you got for us, Lisa?
That's right. Well, I'm going back a very long way, actually. But when I was 16, I was taken to Crockford's. Is it Crockford's Casino? Gambling?
I've never been to a casino. It's one of the great sources of,
never
been to a casino. No, never been to a casino. Well, tell us about it.
Definitely underage. But I was a Saturday girl, and I remember borrowing from another Saturday girl a Fiorucci dress that I thought was just
what did it look like? Because it sounds good.
It's one of those wonderful smock ones from the top, went out to the knee.
Oh, I see. Yeah, like a Laura Ashley sort of thing.
Sort of. And we got there, and I thought I was so cool, and I was 16, and the olives were there, and I decided I would eat them because it was the height of sophistication. Of course, they're disgusting at that age.
Yes. That and anchovies, but you think, I better. Okay,
I relate.
But that's just to go on quickly, because what was the end of this?
I was just going to say, then of course the waiter came and said, "What did you want to drink?" And I didn't know what to have, and I quickly looked down and saw Campari, so I said...
That's what I heard, that's why I was asking you there, because that's what I drink to this day.
Yes, but do you have it on the rocks?
No, I don't. No,
well, I did.
Oh, did you? On the Campari and soda. At least you had... I know. You had what's Campari and soda on the rocks?
No soda, though.
Oh, just
no soda.
Oh, I see.
I thought I was so cool, and the waiter questioned me and said, "Campari on the rocks," and I looked at him and said, "Yes," as if, who are you to question that?
The Campari's thick, and it's bitter, and oh, man alive.
It was more bitter than the olives, so I was eating the olives and drinking this Campari on the rocks.
On 94.9 FM, this is BBC London.
Looking at the weather first, a clear but cold start to the night.
Oh,
good
started
Lord.
again. Why would it do it? Nothing works, as Cat Weasel used to say. Nothing works. Go, Kath. Thank you very much indeed for mooching in, Kath. Your work over there. Tell us why you're coming in, Kath. Go on.
I've popped in to tell you about what's coming up on Drive Time from 5 with myself and Eddie. I didn't get the loon music. This is good.
You haven't got the loony music yet?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's because nothing's working.
We're waiting to see what you
see?
have.
I just put a jinx on it. Right. Embarrassing parents. I tell you why.
Now I'm changing.
Thank you.
Go on,
a mother has taken the fight against underage drinking into her own hands. She went into all the pubs and clubs near where her daughter drinks. 16-year-old daughter.
Good
took a photo of her and said, "Don't serve this girl."
Very well done. That's not embarrassing parents. That's wonderful parents. Embarrassing kids.
Well, we want to know.
You know the trouble up there? We're all middle-aged up here, and everyone was saying, "Yeah, those embarrassing parents." In fact, we side with those, and it's about time we nailed their true colours to the mast and said, it's actually the kids who are goofy.
All right.
Every call we've had today about the height of sophistication, and I don't know if you can add to that, Kath, are all about people when they're 16, 17. And yet, the show's going to turn it round and say, well done, this mum.
Yes.
Well done.
Okay, well...
What about the policeman who put the kid in the bin? Hey!
That is a story.
That's a great story. Well done. More kids in bins. Come on, bring it on.
Well, we can talk about that too on Drive Time. Embarrassing. Not embarrassing, but my mum always used to serve a prawn cocktail.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, yeah,
You see?
God bless.
The height with the rosemary sauce.
If we did it, you see, there it is, because we are we now feel through the arrogance of chronology that we're better than that. But there's nothing wrong, there really is.
There was no sun-blushed tomatoes.
No.
There was no ciabatta.
I like the way you put sunblush, because the sun dried, we're well past that.
Oh, so gone.
I know, exactly. I mean, let's face it, squash is the coming thing, I've been told.
Really?
Oh, man, you get your butternut.
So sweet potatoes
gather
out.
ye butternut squash while you may. There's going to be a great shortage. Never mind your bird flu. The butternut squash shortage is the thing that's going to bring this country to its knees.
Which neatly brings me on to my next subject. You see,
wait a minute, you're going to trail out here. We've had plenty. Go on. What would it be?
I've slipped in. We want to know London's best meal. What's quintessentially London? Is it a pork and apple sandwich?
I hate to say this, Kath. Didn't we do that yesterday?
we always do this.
I know. And send Eddie in to do them in future. You have to bear the brunt of this. Send Eddie in. I'll give him a bigger flea in his ear.
He's been warned. Friday's his day.
Friday's his day.
Sandwich
We'll have Eddie in here tomorrow. Thank you very much indeed, Kath. Here comes the winner to the Al Stewart competition. Hello, Stephen in Epping. Stephen.
Hi, Danny. Where the hell have you been?
Living under a rock, my friend. No, I've been not worrying about the wicked world one bit. And then
strange Australian in the morning.
We've had to embargo that sort of thing. You see. I'll tell you what. If you've got any problems with the station, you can always use our message boards. Anyway, carry on. What have you got there, Steve? What do you want to tell us?
I would say that it's Tony Blackburn.
Yeah, that is.
Is the answer.
Tony Blackburn is the answer to what? Give us the question.
The Sabre. Oh, yeah. So it was who was Al Stewart was the lead guitar in the Sabres, which was his first band, and we wanted to know which legend and icon was the frontman for it.
Before he said that, and I don't know if you're a fan of Al Stewart at all there, Steve, you should be.
Yes, I am.
He's pretty good.
Back a long way.
But did you any idea that he started supporting the Blackburn? Any idea?
Well, strangely, yes, but only
no wonder you were so cocky when you come on.
A book came out last year, which is his biography, and I read it there, and there's actually a picture of him with the Blackburn.
Oh, is there? Okay, well, there it is. But so you're going to enjoy this, what did he just want?
Yeah, he just won a 5-CD box set called Al Stewart Just Yesterday, and it's got a big book in it as well.
Well, that sounds all good.
Fantastic stuff.
Right, we still need more of things you thought the height of sophistication. What should they stop inventing? My little girl Mance is here. Check it out, Mance. What did you say?
Stop inventing washing powder.
Stop inventing washing powders. You know that because she goes over Sainsbury's with me. And at one time, I don't know if you know this, I actually fronted a campaign for a washing powder. And that thing about this is new, and it's 10 times better than the old one, which was 10 times better than the one before that. And now we're into all of that. And even Mance, 7, has picked up on that end of ours. I love this. I've been playing this a lot indoors. It's the old Trini Lopez. Do yourself a favour. If you don't want to pay thousands of pounds for his album soon, snap them all up now. Trini Lopez. Of course, Trini Lopez, and you... What? I'd have said so. I mean, can't see the wood for the trees with someone like Trini Lopez. Live at PJ. Try and get it now because you'll be paying thousands in a few months.
I just wrote that on my hands.
Oh, man, it's something. So what have you got over there, Valen?
So John in SEA says going in the circle at the cinema.
Yeah, height of sophistication.
Touch phones, touch tone phones, and sitting in the seats at football.
Yeah, but the one he's hitting the nail on the head with there is. Went out last night with pictures and was in the circle. Oh, yeah.
Simon in Ruislip says a classy evening would be the board game Go with friends.
Oh, I don't know about that. Dragging us into his own private hell.
What about the classical music set? The 50 CD collection.
Yeah.
That's Paul and Potton.
It's like the when you had those leatherette-bound books of Shakespeare that had all the plays in like 2 very slim volumes, and I'm never sure how they did it. Reader's Digest, of course.
What about a Sparklets soda siphon?
Yeah, Sparklets, but soda siphon is a very handy thing.
A globe-shaped drinks cabinet with a half-drunk bottle of Dubonnet inside.
But again, now it's incredibly retro. You'll pay fortunes for that in Greenwich.
I just had a mate who bought one, actually, at a retro shop and spent loads of money for it.
Something Dave has just written Stella Top. Does that ever go in and out of fashion, a pint of lager top? When I was the very few times I wrote Harry in for doing loads of money, I gave him his drink, which was a champagne top. Oh, champagne top, best drop of lager you can get, champagne is, that's what he had to say.
What about a sloping roof in your room?
Was that
Sarah in Welling says that her sister had a room with a sloping roof, and she just thought it was so cosmopolitan she could barely stand it.
This is from Robin Watford. This would be a good one for tomorrow. We'll extend this mountain goat into my parents were such snobs that. It overlaps a little bit. He says, my parents were such snobs that they viewed carriers of a Harrods bag as the proletariat. However, those in the know carried heels bags. His mum would only go for the heels bag. Shopping at either was not the issue, of course, just the bags in the eyesight of those you wish to infuse with the belief that you were so sophisticated. He's put 2 O's in sophisticated, which is good. Sophisticated. Another one over there you got.
Powdered orange juice. That you mixed with
that was never sophisticated.
I don't know. Was it called Tang?
No, you see,
because we had something called Tang, which astronauts used.
Yeah,
and we thought that was really sophisticated.
It came in poon flavour for a while, didn't it? I remember
yes,
for a while.
It did.
Your mum would say, "Oh, put away the powdered lemonade and orange juice for God's sake, and get the treetop out." That would be a step up from that. Yeah, or indeed, the milkman would bring you orange juice, and nothing tastes like the bottles of orange juice the milkman used to leave. They were actual milk bottles, actual orange juice in milk bottles. Not they now, but the milkman you leave with those, and are sterilised, which you don't see anymore. But getting that was tasty.
Did it have juicy bits?
No, it didn't. I don't know what it was. It was completely synthetic.
Because I personally think that if somebody serves me orange juice with juicy bits, that's still quite sophisticated.
Do you? Yes. Lord hee-haw with us every Tuesday. Come here very quickly. I want you to shout into that microphone, aye, aye, that's your lot.
No.
Go on.
Aye, aye, that's your lot.
6:02. The weather.